All right, welcome back. Super Sports Saturday continues as we talk about the Fergus Falls Otter boys swimming and diving team. Tom Uvaas is in. Tom, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, champions, co-champions at least of the Central Lakes Conference, undefeated in the section. Congratulations.
Well, it's great. You know, right now we're in control of our destiny. I guess that's what you could say. But it does get interesting because we have a championship meet coming up next Saturday, and that will be at Sauk Rapids. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And that is a really neat meet because the way it works is that you could actually have an undefeated season, and you could have score-wise. Right now we have, let's say we have 14 points, and Alexandria, I believe, has 12 points. They have one loss, and Brainerd has 10 points. And if we were coming in that meet taking third, then we would be runners-up, and then Alexandria could be the winner if they win it. So there's a lot of things happening yet. So it's really kind of, well, it's very unique in that there's two seasons. There's a dual meet season, and there's a championship season. And so we have to re-perform very well and stay healthy next Saturday if we want to be champions.
Can I be safe in saying you're undefeated in the section? That's it.
They can't take that away from us.
So there we go. That. Hey, 103.81. You beat St. Cloud Tech on the road in St. Cloud. You start off with the 200 medley relay, and you win the race by more than 3 seconds. That's quite impressive at this point of the year.
Well, it's a nice relay. You know, you have to remember. And actually, we moved our relays around a little bit. We didn't have Mike in that relay. Mike earlier, we changed the relay around just a little bit just to get an idea of what some other kids could do in swimming that particular event. And we like to have variety. It was a meet that we could move people around to see how well they could do, and it's just good for the team. And so we have very good relays. Actually, if we could swim an extra event, we could have 3 very solid relays for the state meet and or for conference championships too. But our boys have done well. We have a great tradition in our medley relays. Both the A and B relay have done very well in our 4-free relay.
I've noticed that, not just in the boys, but in the girls too. Is there something to that? You guys have always had a good tradition of winning relays.
Well, I think it's just in the water. That's all. No, we do a lot of medley. We work on all 4 strokes, and so we take a lot of pride. And we'll move somebody who's I'll give you an example. Like Jake Fisher can swim both the backstroke. He can swim the freestyle very well. So we can move Jake out of the backstroke in the medley relay, and we can put Joe Kitzman in there who swims backstroke, and then we can have Jake swim freestyle. We can take Keegan Hurley and take him out of that whole relay, and we can put Joe Kitzman as a butterflyer and put Jake. So it's just kind of playing cards. You can move people around really well, and that's part of being versatile, and we're really proud of that. Matter of fact, I think that's the key.
But by teaching those 4 strokes, you guys, it seems like you feel really confident in putting kids in that situation, and you have more options, it looks like, than other teams.
That's the key. We swam against a team about 2 weeks ago that's really solid. They have freestylers, unbelievable freestylers. And I was just saying to myself, if I was coaching that particular team, they'd be swimming a lot of IM for me because I think that they have some natural butterflies and backstrokers there, and then they'd be more versatile. In the scoring of that meet, for example, they outscored us in every freestyle event, or very close to, but we pounded them in the IM, which is, on 4 strokes, backstroke, breaststroke, and fly. So I just think it's really important. We do it for a number of reasons. Probably the number one reason is cross-training. It reduces the amount of injury you can have by swimming different strokes in practice.
Oh, absolutely. Mike Hurley wins the 50 free, not a big surprise. He also won the individual title in the 100 butterfly as well. He just continues to impress day in and day out.
Well, he's a well-prepared athlete, and well-prepared athletes do well. I don't care what the sport is, and he has right now been undefeated in every race this whole season in our conference. Well, throughout the whole season, and but he's going to have some pretty big challenges coming up in the conference meet because we might move him around and have him swim the 1500 freestyle, which are his closest races he'll have in the CLC for the team. But we like to do that, just see what they can do and give them a good race.
I met Mike here at the Super Sports Saturday, and I just got a quick impression of him. It seems like, he's very successful and, like you say, undefeated in the season. But it seems like he doesn't let that go to his head. He's continuing to strive for better and better performances.
Well, I think he realizes that there's a lot of very good swimmers in the country, and so he's just seizing himself for, we hope, a very healthy and growing collegiate career, too. So But I think that we really think that's important, that you really realize it's a gift that you have, and as long as you realize that you can always do a little bit better each day, being humble is a good thing.
Oh, there's no question there. Anybody else? Let's talk about other guys that maybe stood out against St. Cloud Tech.
Well, I think Eric Money's having an incredible year. He's a senior, and Eric has grown as an athlete. He's from a very solid IM. He won that event. In the 100-yard breaststroke, he took second, but he had just a great race there. And plus, he's in our relays. And he's, of course, one of our tri-captains, one of our captains. And he's really coming on. I think he's going to have just a phenomenal end of the season here. Of course, Keegan Hurley is always solid. We can move Keegan in anything, the 2 and the 5, or you name the event. And Andrew Sturgill has had just an incredible season so far. And same thing, his butterfly is really coming on, and his freestyle. Dominic Jones, another good example. And Dominic swam the breaststroke, swam one of his best times, won the breaststroke there, and then also did just a phenomenal job in the sprints. Clay Danielson has really come on, and especially in the 200-yard freestyle, from a 2:06, which is a phenomenal time, has done just great. Kel Morenson, this is a young man who's a freshman, and this young man is going to be really fun to watch. As well, every time he trains, he's fun to watch because he's very precise in what he does, and he's really a student of the sport, which I really like, and he is going to have some phenomenal times. He has the best foot in the 50 breaststroke, one of the relays, but then he came out and swam a very solid IM, and then I think I put him in the 100 fly to see what he could do, and he swam a nice time there. So it's and then let's talk about diving for a second. Diving is incredible this year. This is one of the most complete teams we had. Kyle Rust has had a tremendous year. He had a little bump in the road on Tuesday night during practice. He hit the water the wrong way, and he got a little bit of water in his ear, which is really hard. And we thought that he might have popped an eardrum, and thank goodness he did, and so he can continue diving because we just want him to have a really nice complete season. But with Kyle not diving, we get in this event and we see that the other 3 divers do great. Michael Osnes has had just a great month of diving. Reed has had a great job diving. He's got a lot of talent, and Mike Visuska has done great. So I know that Coach Hartwell has been really pleased with the divers. Yeah, no question about that. How about, let me get back to that again, that flexibility of the kids. You can have kids that know all 4 strokes and again, do that, but if not for their good attitude and again, making the switch to those things, I mean, it seems like you say, you're going to do the 50 free today, and they're like, okay, no problem at all. They've got a real team-like attitude, it seems like, and that helps you guys. Well, absolutely, and I think that one of the keys is that we have a lot of collaboration. Yeah. And there's a lot of trust between myself and the athletes. And so I'll give you a quick example, and that's a good lead question, by the way. Going into CLC, we'll get input from the kids. Let's see, what do you think? You know the races as well as I do. Where can we score points to possibly win this championship? We're going to make some changes in that, but I'd like feedback from everyone. Excuse me. Here's an example, Nate Langston. He's a senior. He's had a phenomenal year. I wish we could have him for one more year because he's done so well. And he's dropped big time in the butterfly and the backstroke and the IM. So, we go back and forth. We talk to kids. We say, how is this going? How is this working on? This is a fun time for a season because we're getting close to the taper. Yeah. This is where we're working on some really precise moves here so they become better athletes. Again, a week from today, you're in the pool for the CLC title, possibly. What do you work on all week? Is there any? Do you work them really hard, or do you begin that taper and ease up? Well, no, we're going to swim hard because we want to do well sections in state. So CLC is a meet for us. It's an invite, and so that'll be our approach. And we'll do some, but we're going to spend more time on turns because our turns are so-so, and we can really improve our turns a little bit. We're going to work on some breakouts on our starts, just some fine things. But in that block, we'll also put in some pretty solid training. We have sets that we really like, and we'll just keep doing them and maybe reduce the numbers of what we do with them. But the other thing about this particular team, I think all teams that have success, like girls basketball and all the sports we have, or boys basketball, you name it, hockey, so on and so forth, is just about the preparation. You know, it's about the time that you don't see. And if you don't train hard, if you don't prepare well for the game or the meet, then you're not going to do well. And that's what we like to do. I mean, this is a team that loves to train, and I like watching them train. I mean, it's been a joy for me. So it's not always like that. You know, there's some teams that don't like to train, and then you have to play games with them and try to get them to like training. But training is the key, and we really like that.
Yeah, you've got these kids brainwashed pretty well, Tom.
Yeah, it's in the water.
I was gonna say we had a chance to talk to some of them here, and they hemmed and hawed at that one. But yeah, they do like. Well, it's because you make it interesting in the pool. Anything else we need to touch on before we let you go?
No, it should be a good year. We've got this week's CLC next week, and then we can start working on our taper for sections.
And then state shortly thereafter. We're looking forward to talking about some good performances for the boys. Tom, thanks for coming in.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Tom Uvaas with the Fergus Falls Otter boys swimming and diving team.